Have a nice day. Today is Thursday, 14th of November 2024. This day is famous for the celebration of Children's Day. Children's Day is celebrated across the country on November 14. It is also known as Bal Divas. It marks the birth anniversary of the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was fond of children, and they lovingly called him Chacha Nehru. 14th of November is designated as the World Diabetes Day. Also, the primary goal of this day is to raise public awareness about the impact of the diabetes disease, its prevention, and diabetic education. Now, going towards the world news, including Argentina withdraws from Conference of Party 29. Fuel rumors what country may pull out of Paris Agreement. Trump picks former Democratic Tulsi Gabbard as director of the National Intelligence. Who is Cash Patel, Indian American who was in the running to become a CIA director. Two explosions outside Brazil. Supreme Court forces justices to evacuate one person dead. Republicans win House of the Representatives as Trump's party takes full control of Washington. Conference of Party 29 countries begin from scratch on finance talks. Now going towards the Hindu newspaper states that briefly United Nations nuclear chief heads to Iran for crucial talks. International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi meets the Deputy Chief of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, Behrouz Kamalvandi, upon his arrival at the Mehrabad International Airport in Tehran, Iran, November 13, 2024. Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. His visit comes only 2 days after the defense minister of Iran's Nemesis Israel warned the Islamic Republic was more exposed than ever to strikes on its nuclear facilities. International Atomic Energy Agency Chief Rafael Grossi is set to visit Tehran on Wednesday, November 13, 2024 for crucial talks on Iran's nuclear program, warning just ahead of his trip that room for maneuver is narrowing. His visit comes only 2 days after the defense minister of Iran's Nemesis Israel warned the Islamic Republic was more exposed than ever to strikes on its nuclear facilities. Bitcoin rises above $90,000 on Trump euphoria. Bitcoin charge passed the $90,000 level. As its relentless rally showed no signs of easing. The world's biggest cryptocurrency has become one of the most eye-catching movers in the week since the election and touched $91,110, a record high. It was the last 2.4% at $90,432. Bitcoin charges passed the $90,000 level on the Wednesday as its relentless rally showed no signs of easing, and expectations that Donald Trump as United States President and his administration will be boon for cryptocurrencies. The world's biggest cryptocurrency has become one of the most eye-catching movers in the week since the election and touched $91,110, a record high. It was last 2.4% at $90,432. Dali Air in several category with air quality index of 426, worst in India. Motorists play on the road in Delhi amid a thick layer of smog as the air quality index in the city is several category. Delhi was the second most polluted major city in the world on Thursday morning, according to India Air Quality. The overall air quality of Delhi continued to be in the severe category on Thursday, November 14, 2024 morning, according to the Central Pollution Control Board (CPCB) data. The air quality index AQI of Delhi was 426 at 9 a.m. Thursday, the worst in the country. Going to the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Trump names former Democratic Tulsi Gabbard as the National Intelligence Director. Donald Trump on Wednesday named former Democratic Tulsi Gabbard, who has opposed United States support for Ukraine and met Syria's President Bashar al-Assad, as his incoming director of the National Intelligence. United States President Donald Trump announced on November 13, 2024 that he intends to nominate former United States Representative Tulsi Gabbard to serve as the director of the National Intelligence. The Republican president-elect said Gabbard, a veteran and one-time Democratic White House contender, would bring the fearless spirit that has defined her illustrious career to our intelligence community. Gabbard thanked Trump for the opportunity to serve as a member of your cabinet to defend the safety, security, and freedom of the American people. I look forward to getting to work. The former Hawaii congresswoman switched sides from the Democrats and backed Trump earlier this year, helping him during his debate preparations against Kamala Harris, and had been expecting a reward for lining up behind the former president. Building stronger international mechanism to combat terrorism. Smoke billowing out of the ground and first floor of the Taj Hotel in the South Mumbai during 26/11 terror attacks in 2008. An increasingly divided world, a few topics ignite as much as passion and debate as terrorism. The subject is intensely discussed in many academic forums, but seldom conclusively. Very often, the debate becomes an exercise at lambasting an incumbent government or a law enforcement agency, as if an administrative machinery can by itself resolve this ever-burgeoning problem. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, Sensex Nifty tank over 1% each, aimed second selling what is over higher inflation. The building stock exchange's 30-year Sensex tanked 984.23 points or 1.25%, closed at 77,690.595. The broader Nifty 50 lost 324.4 points or 1.36% to finish at 23,559.05. All major sectoral indices witnessed a profit booking at higher levels, but reality index lost the most, falling over 2.25%. Nifty Bank lost 2.09% and Nifty Auto tanked 2.17%. Domestic systematically important banks. Why are these banks too big to fail? The Reserve Bank of India has placed State Bank of India in bucket 4, HDFC Bank in bucket 3, and ICICI Bank in bucket 1. The RBI has continued to identify SBI, HDFC, and ICICI Bank as domestic systematically important banks under the same bucketing structure as in the 2023 list of these SIBs. SEBI proposes accountability for artificial intelligence used by market institutional intermediaries. However, while recognizing the need for intermediaries to embrace such latest techniques and artificial intelligence tools, it is equally important to ensure the protection of investors with the usage of such tools, SEBI said. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, has sought public comment till November 28 on the proposal. AMD to cut 4% of the global workforce as it focuses on artificial intelligence chip development. Advanced Micro Devices is laying off 4% of its global workforce, or about 1,000 employees. The company's research and development costs jumped close to 9% in the third quarter, while its total cost of the sales rose by 11%. Advanced Micro Devices is laying off 4% of its global workforce, or about 1,000 employees, as it directs efforts towards developing artificial intelligence chips in a bid to compete against industry bellwether NVIDIA. AMD is regarded as the closest rival to NVIDIA in the lucrative market for chips that form the brains of complex data centers that can process the large amounts of data used by generative artificial intelligence technology like Open Artificial Intelligence ChatGPT. As a part of the aligning our resources with our largest growth opportunities, we are taking a number of targeted steps, and AMD spokesperson told editors on Tuesday. Revenue in the AMD's data center segment, which houses its artificial intelligence graphics processors, jumped more than twofold in the September month quarter. On the other hand, the personal computer segment grew 29%, while sales in its gaming unit slumped about 69% during this period. IIT Kharagpur led study says tropical rainforests could survive global warming. Western Ghats from a viewpoint at Agum in Tirthahuli Taluk of Shimoga district, which is called the Charamponji in of the south. The study, published online in the Elsevier Journal, was conducted on the records of the rainforest in sediments from Gujarat's western coal mines deposited in coastal lagoons around 56 million years ago. Tropical rainforests like the Amazon and Western Ghats, considered the lungs of the planet, is likely to survive future global warming, according to the study led by the Indian IIT Kharagpur. A release from the institution said that a team consisting of its scientists and also those from the Calcutta University and the University of the Western Ontario studied detailed records of rainforests in the sediments from Western coal mines of Gujarat, deposited in coastal lagoons around 56 million years ago. One-fourth of the people living in the diabetes in India, Lancet study estimates. Of the 82.8 crore, India's share formed over a quarter, 21.2 crore, another 14.8 crore, while in China, while in 4.2 crore, 3.6 crore, and 2.2 crore live in the United States, Pakistan, and Brazil, respectively, the researchers found. About 82.8 crore people around the world are estimated to be living with the diabetes in 2022, with over a quarter in India, according to an analysis published in the Lancet Journal ahead of the World Diabetes Day, observed every year on November 14. The figure of 82.8 crore is over 4 times the number in 1990. With the largest increase in the low and middle income countries, LMICs, researchers forming the non-communicable disease risk factor collaboration NCD-RISC said. Unwieldy first draft at Baku sets 2030 goal of $5 trillion climate action. People walk outside the Baku Olympic Stadium, the venue for the Conference of Party 29 United Nations Climate Summit, Wednesday, November 13, 2024 in Baku, Azerbaijan. While there are multiple technical issues being deliberated upon at Baku, the headlines movement that the hundreds of the negotiators are working upon is the NCQG. 2 days into the 29th edition of the Conference of the Parties, the first major negotiating text that will decide if the 2-week-long conclave will be a success has dropped. While this is far from any semblance of finality, it lists out the universe of the options before 190 countries that they must collectively whittle down. Every country's vote is exactly as important as the other and adopted before the conference ends. The most prominent feature of the text is an ask of at least $5 to $6.8 trillion until 2030 as the so-called the new collective quantified goal NCQG on climate finance for developing countries to meet their nationally determined contribution and NDC or voluntary targets that are updated periodically, where the countries specify targeted action undertaken to reduce the carbon emissions and substitute fossil fuel energy source with the renewable energy ones. At last, there's a famous quotation by a famous Indian president whose name is Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Full name Abul Kalam Ghulam Muhyiddin Ahmed bin Khairuddin Al-Hassani Azad. Birth anniversary 11 November 1888 up to 22nd February 1958. Was an Indian independence activist, writer, and a senior leader of the Indian National Congress. Following India's independence, he became the first Minister of Education in Indian government. He is commonly remembered as Maulana Azad. The word Maulana is honorific, meaning our master, and he had adapted Azad Free as his pen name. His contribution to establishing the Education Foundation in India is recognized by celebrating his birthday as the National Education Day across the India. In October 1920, Azad was elected as a member of the Foundation Committee to establish Jamia Millia Islamia at Aligarh in UP. Without taking help from British colonial government, he assisted in shifting the campus of the university from Aligarh to New Delhi in 1934. The main gate, gate number 7, to the main campus of the university is named after him. Azad was one of the main organizers of the Dharasana Satyagraha in 1931 and emerges as one of the most important national leaders of the time, prominently leading the cause of Hindu-Muslim unity as well as espousing secularism and socialism. He served as a Congress president from 1940 to 1945, during which the Quiet India Rebellion was launched. Azad was imprisoned together with the entire Congress leadership. He also worked for Hindu Muslim unity through the Al Hilal newspaper. Maulana Azad says a very famous quotation. He says that education imparted by heart can bring revolution in the society. Okay, thank you.